conversation surrounding the Los Angeles Dodgers is about to get heated to levels never seen before in MLB history. A second consecutive World Series title and their third since 2020 confirms their status as an absolute super team. They are officially the latest great American dynasty, and the terrifying thing is, they don't look like stopping anytime soon. Another massive name has arrived this offseason, meaning the question has moved from can the Dodgers make it 3 in a row to how many more will this team end up winning? And crucially, is it still fair? So, let's look at why the 2026 LA Dodgers are terrifying for several different reasons. After winning their first World Series of the Shohei Ohtani era in Los Angeles, the vibes were sky high for the Dodgers. They had the best player in the sport, one of the deepest pitching rotations, and a cast of superstars in the field. They were heavily expected to be in the mix to repeat their World Series run, but that second title can often be the hardest. But this is LA, and the Dodgers have proven a willingness to get busy in the market to keep building on what is already an incredible roster. Before the start of the 2025 season, they signed starting pitcher Blake Snell to a huge contract, brought over the ultra-hyped Japanese pitcher Roki Sasaki, and added Teoscar Hernandez for some batting depth. So far, so good. But there were genuine concerns going into the season about all the injuries that the Dodgers were dealing with and how it might affect their performances during the regular season, with the bullpen in particular looking like a point of worry. Ohtani himself had undergone surgery for a torn labrum after the World Series. But once the season got underway, the Dodgers showed that they were able to cope. And while they may not have looked like the unstoppable force they had in years past, they were getting the job done, with their offense carrying any downsides caused by the issues with pitching depth. They ended up winning the NL West comfortably, having a consistently high run differential throughout the year. Some of the bets that they took during the offseason ended up paying off, because it was clear that the Dodgers had depth that no one else in the league could provide. The team was led once again by their generational superstar Ohtani, who set a Dodgers record for home runs with 55 and captured his 4th MVP trophy, making it 3 in a row for the Japanese sensation. And it doesn't hurt having guys like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman as your best secondary contributors. This roster really is just unfair. So entering the postseason, the Dodgers were still a heavy favorite despite their ongoing injury issues, which played a part in them only securing the 3 seed in the National League. After dispatching the Reds with ease, they moved on to the divisional series to take on the Phillies. The Dodgers were comfortable in the first 2 games, but Philadelphia struck back with a statement win in Game 3. Game 4 was nervy throughout, and it would take extra innings for the Dodgers to book their second consecutive pennant and a place in the conference series against the 1-seed Brewers. But this time, there would be no doubt, as the Dodgers dominated the series, winning in a clean sweep and booking their ticket to their second consecutive World Series. But as dominant as their postseason run had been, the hungry Toronto Blue Jays would prove that this was going to be a different series altogether, with the 2 teams splitting the opening 4 games to tie it up with everything left to play for in the final 3 matchups. Toronto then took a surprising series lead and was within a game of clinching their 3rd World Series title. But this is the moment when all the money spent, the team building, the depth additions, start to matter. Because this Dodgers team was constructed with October baseball in mind. The Dodgers would win another close game, meaning the series would go on to a final Game 7 in Toronto. It felt like all the pressure was on the Dodgers. They were the big spenders, the defending champs with a roster full of superstars, while the Blue Jays were the unexpected success story of the season. With a series this grueling, it was only fitting that it would go to extra innings in Game 7. And in the 11th, Will Smith put the Dodgers up by 1 with a homer before they were able to get their 3 outs and secure the World Series trophy. The 2025 season had solidified this Dodger team as the latest dynasty in baseball, but in the offseason, it would be time to show that they were hungry for more and looking to build on any existing weaknesses and continue to make this team a juggernaut for years to come. The goals for the franchise would be to retain key players, add depth in positions of need such as the bullpen, and add pieces that will contribute to the team for years to come. Seems like pretty basic wish list stuff for any team, right? But the Dodgers are unique in that they have shown a willingness to go above and beyond in terms of expenditure to make these things happen. The team had only gotten stronger in the past 2 off seasons, and ownership was looking to keep this trend going. They wanted to add to the gulf in depth between themselves and their competitors. The offseason got off to a good start with the signing of reliever Edwin Díaz to their bullpen, with the pitcher signing a big 3-year deal worth $69 million. Díaz brings depth to their pitching, which was uneven throughout the season due to injuries and failed free agent signings like Tanner Scott, who did not prove to be worth the significant investment the Dodgers had put into him just a year earlier. Díaz was coming off a great 2025 season where he was an all-star and won reliever of the year for the third time. He has proven himself as one of the best closers in the league and brings some stability to a team that has dealt with pitching issues, particularly with closing games down the stretch. He has one of the most violent fastballs in all of baseball, along with a slider that causes nightmares for hitters, making him an ace in the hole when things get tight in the 9th inning. But the biggest move the Dodgers made, and likely the biggest we'll see this offseason, was the surprising deal to sign superstar right fielder Kyle Tucker to a behemoth 4-year, $240 million deal, bringing in another stud to this incredibly stacked roster. If you're any other team in baseball, what can you even do when you have the likes of Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and now Tucker facing you? What Tucker will bring to the team is immeasurable, as he has been one of the best players in all of baseball for the past 5 years or so. This kind of player doesn't come on the market very often, as Tucker really is that 5-tool player who excels at every facet of the game. His pedigree as a hitter is well proven, with 2 Silver Slugger titles to his name. Also, his defensive game is elite, with him being one of the best right fielders in the league, and he has the athleticism to make plays. Tucker's signing was another big statement from the Dodgers, and a reminder that they are a certified powerhouse both skill-wise and financially. They have now reached levels of payroll expenditure reminiscent of the Yankees in the early 2000s, and much like the Ohtani deal, the Dodgers got creative with Tucker's contract terms, including a $64 million signing bonus and $30 million deferred. If the Dodgers weren't already good enough, this move launches them into the stratosphere, and there isn't a single roster in the league that comes close. But as with any offseason, there were also some departures, some of them necessary moves to clear out players deemed surplus, and others more strategic. Clayton Kershaw and Andrew Heaney retired, with the likes of Michael Conforto, Michael Kopech, and Kike Hernandez all departing for free agency. None of the above were essential to the team's future moving forward, but they did lose some valuable leaders in Kershaw and Hernandez. But now, going into 2026, the Dodgers will once again have the best roster in the league, and should only be better, with some key issues addressed and added firepower in the form of Tucker. If you go through the roster, the names on the list are just staggering. It's hard to think of another team in recent memory that has been so stacked with talent from top to bottom. I mean, you have Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Smith, Tucker, Max Muncy, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and so many more. And let's not forget that they also have one of the best farm systems in the country, forming a pipeline of talent that will keep feeding exciting prospects into this team for years to come. In the next few years, expect the likes of Josue De Paula and Eduardo Quintero to break through and add to this insane squad. And we haven't even gotten a proper look at Sasaki, who came in as the most hyped Japanese prospect since Ohtani. We saw glimpses of his game last year, and he struggled at times, but injuries unfortunately limited his action. He did excel as a reliever in the postseason, which might be something to look out for going forward. But the bottom line is that the Dodgers should be very heavy favorites entering the 2026 season, and there's a very good chance that this team will just continue winning and make it a three-peat, putting them in very elite company with the Yankees and A's as the only franchises to win 3 consecutive World Series. It may take some time for the likes of Tucker and Díaz to find their footing in their new home, but both players have been excellent the past few years and should become big contributors. The real question on every other team's minds should be, how do we stop these guys? The Dodgers simply look made for playoff baseball, and with the added depth, will prove a very hard team to take down come October. Of course, anything can happen, and we already saw last year what kind of effect injuries can have on any team. But maybe the biggest talking point surrounding the Dodgers going into 2026 is about money. The Ohtani and Tucker signings both received a large amount of coverage for their unusual approach to structuring contracts, and the Dodgers' seemingly untethered spending has come under scrutiny. There have even been discussions amongst fans and analysts about whether it might be time to talk about a salary cap in baseball, with the Dodgers regularly topping the list for payroll. The league has taken steps in the past to address spending discrepancies, such as introducing the luxury tax. But this hasn't been successful in stopping teams from still spending lots of money and simply paying the tax for exceeding the competitive balance tax threshold. There are certainly legitimate questions about how fair the current system is, but ultimately, the Dodgers aren't the first team to invest big and reap rewards from their financial injections. The first name that comes to mind is the Yankees, who spent the late 90s and early 2000s on a seemingly unlimited spending spree, and the Red Sox did the same in their heyday. The Dodgers' payrolls the past few years may exceed even those big financial giants of previous decades, but with more money being involved in the league and in ownership, it's no wonder. But it seems likely that the Dodgers' spending and the success that has followed will have a lasting impact on the future of baseball. Talks of a hard salary cap will only continue, and if the Dodgers continue winning, other teams will surely seek to stop any advantage they may have in the market. This certainly seems like a pivotal moment in the sport, and the next few years will be very interesting in determining how the league approaches what the Dodgers have been doing. But for now, the Dodgers will play with what they have, and that's the best roster in the league. As a result, they will be on the hunt for their third consecutive World Series and are, unsurprisingly, heavy betting favorites. At this point, it seems inevitable rather than likely that come October, the Dodgers will do it once again. They have made all the right moves in free agency, building on their successes and not overreacting, pulling ahead even further over their rivals in the process. The addition of Kyle Tucker makes this team even scarier and makes this undeniably the strongest roster in the league. So it looks like this will be another year in the making of a historic dynasty. The question is, do you agree? Let us know what you think in the comments.